with everything that the Democrats do. I don't. I have notes. I went to the Cheesecake Factory recently. And I sat down for a meal at the Cheesecake Factory. I don't go often, and when I go, I like to enjoy myself. And I opened the menu, and there were calorie counts on the menu at the Cheesecake Factory. And that's a bigger jump scare than anything I've ever seen in any movie. And I know the Republicans didn't do that. That was us. And I guess the idea there is that they're trying to warn us that perhaps the meals at the Cheesecake Factory are not the healthiest meals available. And I think we all realized that when we agreed to eat at a restaurant called the Cheesecake Factory. Factory is the healthiest word in the name of that restaurant.
I was in Portland, Oregon recently too, and Portland's interesting for a whole other reason. I feel like Portland is kind of a snapshot of the way the far right looks at the far left in general in this country. And it's an interesting combination of stereotypes that they hold for these people. Like, everybody in my hometown thinks Portland is just a bunch of emaciated baristas with a handlebar mustache, you know. And I tell them that's ridiculous. Portland's a vast metropolis made up of an eclectic array of all different types of mustaches. Like, it's not just handlebar, but they both think it's like hipster Portlandia shit, but also that it's Fallujah for socialists, you know? Like, that's where the most hardcore Antifa super commandos are garrisoned at, right? And that's a weird combination of stereotypes to hold for the same people. It's like they think everybody in Portland is getting dressed up as a Victorian-era haberdasher, right? To go set City Hall on fire. And then they make fun of them for that. That's a point of ridicule. And I'm like, dude, I don't know about you, but I feel like if I was in the middle of a full-scale riot and all of a sudden a chimney sweep-looking sumbitch emerged from the smoke bomb haze on top of one of them big front-wheel bicycles, like, I wouldn't fuck with that guy. That's how you get choked out with a pocket watch chain. Whimsical anarchy?
But I will tell you this, anytime I've met a woman that doesn't want kids, that is the first thing she wants me to know about her. The second she finds out I'm a mom, she's like, I don't want kids. Cool, I wasn't offering. I was talking about my favorite subject, which is me, and then you interrupted me with some you, which I did not request for this. But I respect it. I respect it when a woman knows she doesn't want to have kids. I do. I think it's a good thing to know about yourself, and I think a lot of people would have been spared bad relationships with their mothers had they known they didn't know what they were doing or feel like they wanted to do it even in the first place. And I wish more people were that aware, right? Sometimes it's a bummer, I'm not gonna lie. Like, I'll meet a person who's a really good human being and they don't wanna have kids, and I'm like, damn, I really wish you did, because I wish there were more people like you know what I mean? And then sometimes people are like, I don't wanna have kids, and I'm like, that's probably the best for everybody. I don't think you should have houseplants. Like, I don't know if you know how to love, bro.
I went to high school in the 1980s. Every guy in my graduating class had a mullet. Seemed like a good idea at the time. You look in my yearbook now, it looks like I went to high school with a lesbian separatist militia. One day we'll be like that about vaping. Seemed like a good idea. The great taste of steam. The cool look of blowing a flashlight. And the ultimate example of we didn't know. Michael Jackson. We didn't know. And he didn't give us any signs. Who would have thought that a glow-in-the-dark skeleton who dressed like Napoleon and lived by himself in an abandoned amusement park with other people's children, and a feral chimp would have such a creepy dark side.
I hate hot guys, man. The worst is when hot guys give advice on getting laid. It's like, shut the fuck up. A hot guy giving advice on getting laid is like someone who only plays bumper bowling teaching someone else how to bowl. Not that hard, man. You're overthinking it, buddy. You just take the ball, throw it, and it hits all the pins no matter what. It's really easy. It's so simple.
When he and I got together, we had that conversation about labels, because I felt ready to be called boyfriend and girlfriend, and he goes, being in my 40s, I feel like I'm a little old to be called somebody's boyfriend, but if you call me your man friend, it sounds like I'm not allowed in your playground. I was like, all right, well, what are you gonna call me? And he goes, I'll just be like, this is my lady. And I was like, well, we're not at a Renaissance fair. So no. Also, I can't use the equivalent of that. I can't be like, Mom, Dad, I'd like you to meet my lord.
Listen, this is all I'm saying. I don't give a shit what race you are. I'm gonna try to love you regardless. I do care how stupid you are. Now that is an issue that I don't know how else to address. That is a love that has limits. You ever met somebody so dumb, you're just like, yeah, I don't think we can help this one. Let's take him to the forest, man. Just let nature take its course. I saw a story earlier this year. Did y'all see this? There was a dude in Texas. Great start. There's a dude in Texas who tried to shoot a firework off the top of his head for the 4th of July. It exploded into his skull, as it should have. I want to make that so clear where I stand on this issue. I'm on team, yeah, that's what happens next, you dumbass. Can I just throw this out there? I didn't know it was possible for somebody to be that dumb. Not that dumb. And I grew up in Florida. I want to make that very clear. The kinds of things I've seen. You want to hear a great Florida story? When I was a kid, I was 12. I go over to my best friend's house. We're playing in his front yard. Across the street, we're looking at his neighbor, grown man. I watched this dude pepper spray himself, trying to figure out if there was more in the can. Swear to God, a grown man I saw do that. I just want to make this very clear. That is a voter, and his vote counts the same as yours. I just want to make sure you know that. I watched him look that thing down the barrel, and he took a shot straight to the eye like an OnlyFans model. Bam! There was a subscribe button under him. I couldn't have hit it faster. More of this! I'm just saying I didn't know it was possible for people to be dumb like that, though. This dude lights a firework off the top of his head. True story. It explodes into his skull. I read this article, and I know the point of the article is I'm supposed to feel bad for him. And all I'm saying is I'm struggling. It's just too hard. It's too dumb a way to get hurt. You know what I mean? Don't you just know deep down in your gut he went, America, right before he lit that motherfucker? Don't you just know he said that? You don't even gotta check. Don't you just know? As sure as I am that Nick Cannon doesn't wear condoms, I am sure that dude said that thing.
Teenage boys are the single biggest predator that walked this planet Earth. They're not in control of what's happening here. It's not their fault. Any man, any guy in here will tell you things used to pop up all the time for no apparent reason, and it was confusing to us. I remember sitting in math class and the teacher always thought I was cheating. I was just checking to see if anybody else was hard. I'm like, what the? Guess nobody likes geometry as much as I do. And I remember one time, teacher was like, Mr. Wolf, you can leave. Math class is over. No, I can't. Picked a bad day to wear sweatpants is all I'm gonna tell you. Me and the chick who just got her period for the first time, we're gonna hang out here for a little while. You don't mind it? A terrible age that was.
Every time I'm on Zoom, I try to watch everybody else who's in the Zoom meeting, but inevitably, my eyes work their way back to my face. And I start noticing every fault on this fucking face. I swear to God, they were pitching a TV show to me. I was listening. All of a sudden, I look over, I go, holy shit. When did I get so old? I go, look at these wrinkles. I got crow's feet. I didn't know where'd my eyebrows go. I have no eyebrows. I didn't know I was this bald. Holy shit. That's a big nose. What the fuck? I wonder if it's smaller. It's bigger this way! Josefa, by the end of the meeting, the guy goes, what do you think of the TV show? I go, I think I need plastic surgery. And I thought about getting it. I did, because I found out if you want your eyelids to open, you go to the plastic surgeon. They pull your skin back so your eyes open. I thought maybe the guy could pull my skin back, give me some thick eyebrows, thin nose, some white teeth, some nice hair, right? And the key to getting work done, I found out, you're not supposed to admit you had work done. Right? So I'd be walking around Los Angeles all shiny. People be like, Maz, did you get work done? I'd be like, no. I've been juicing.
So the way it works is they pulled my uterus out through my vagina. I know. Yeah, that's how I know. I didn't even tear, not a stitch. Did a lot of Kegels beforehand. No. I asked the surgeon afterwards what my uterus was like. I was like, was it big? I don't know. What was it? And he said, actually, your uterus was quite petite. What? Petite? Are you kidding me? Petite? Oh my! I couldn't believe it. No one has ever called any part of me petite ever. A doctor? Are you kidding me? I was so excited. My mother was thrilled. Oh. She was like, Jessica, we could have taken your uterus shopping to Forever 21.
At my hotel the other day, I went to go get some delicious lobby coffee, Is it just me, or does every hotel somehow manage to make their coffee taste like it was percolated through a trucker's ass? Junkie. Yeah, that's actually where the term cup of joe comes from.
As a New Yorker, I've traveled to places. You ever travel to some place and everything closes at 9 o'clock? I was at a hotel and I got there at 11 o'clock at night and I said, hey, what's open to eat? And they were like, everything closes at 9 o'clock. And I was like, vampires, right? That could be the only logical explanation as to why there is not one pizza joint that is open right now. And here's the thing, as a New Yorker, I travel a lot more now, and the more I travel, the more I'm starting to see New York a little differently, and I don't like it. You know what I mean? You travel outside of New York, you start to pick up on things. That first day back is rough. I get back, I get off my flight, I look around, I'm like, it is kind of nasty. I don't want to feel that way about my city, man. But I go to other places and I'm like, there's no trash around your trees. Where do you guys keep your trash? In bins? That's disgusting. I don't touch my trash. And it's happening more often now because I'm traveling more, and which is so expensive, by the way. If you're buying flights, it's ridiculous. I'm going to Wisconsin, $700. That's what I said, $50 at the most. You know what I'm saying? You should pay me to get on that flight. Why? What cheese enthusiast is ruining this? for the rest of us. I thought it was ridiculous. I checked every airline, because that's what you do, right? I was like, I must be hallucinating. This can't, even Spirit, I ain't got no shame. Like, all of them. If you look at Spirit Airlines, you are in a financial situation, right? That I feel like anybody can relate to, you know what I mean? Like, it's not just an airline, it defines an economic era of our lives and should be respected as such. And it's always a bad choice. Look, Spirit is always I'll hit you with the double negative. It's never not a bad choice. You know it is. You know it's a bad choice, because you see the price right there, and you still gotta talk yourself into that flight. Because I saw the price. I was like, woo! $27. That's less than I thought. I started giving myself reasons. I was like, come on now, nobody's hijacking a Spirit plane. Like, you're safe. Even if someone did, every passenger on that flight would be like, you thought you was the only one that bought a gun? Like, you really thought? It's a Spirit Airlines, sir. Nuck if you buck, Hans Gruber. It doesn't matter where I go. As soon as people find out that I'm a New Yorker, they feel compelled to tell me how they feel about New York. Right? Like, I don't ask. But they always tell me, and it's usually some cliche thing, you know, they'll be like, New Yorkers are mean. And here's the thing, we're not mean, we're aggressively kind. Right? We're very misunderstood. I always tell people, get lost in New York City, the first person that will help you is a New Yorker. Guaranteed. Guaranteed, because we can't stand lost-looking people. Like, we hate your lost-looking faces. I'm not even gonna lie to you. We see them at the, like, right at the subway map, just like, Is it uptown? Is it downtown? What's Midtown? Literally the middle. I just picture them like panicked at the map, and then like out of the darkness, they hear a voice. Where you trying to go? That is one word in New York City. Where you trying to go? No breaks. You've been looking at the map for 5 minutes. Where you trying to go? I'm trying to help you get out of my way. You've been in my way 5 minutes. Look at this map. Such a wild thing, man. And people in New York, like, here's the thing about New York City. Like, if you have a bad time in New York City, I feel like that's because you didn't know the rules before you got here. You gotta know the rules before you get here, man. Every city has rules, right? And one of the cardinal rules of New York City, mind your business. It should say that when you land in New York. Welcome to New York, mind your business. Right? That's what forget about it means. It means forget what you just saw. Because what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas, but what happens in New York never happened. Why you snitching? Like, why would you say anything? I had to teach my husband this lesson. My husband is a white boy from the Midwest. Thank you so much. I'm a Puerto Rican girl from the South Bronx, man. Like, hey. I know we got Puerto Ricans here. Hey. Yeah. What up, probably my cousins. I'm just saying, let's do a 23andMe later and get weird. That's the thing, I'm not gonna lie to you. As a Puerto Rican girl from the South Bronx, I didn't think I could bag a white boy from the Midwest. I thought I was too aggressive. Because I don't know how to soft flirt. You know what I mean? Like, you know how some girls can like really cute flirt? Not me. I'm New York aggressive with it. I'd be like, yo, I like you, son. trying to do this? Hey, yo, you trying to smash? Turns out he liked it. He was like, I'm scared, I'm gonna follow her. But I'm not gonna lie to you, man, moving from the Midwest to New York, what a culture shock. I couldn't start him in the South Bronx, you know what I mean? Like, I couldn't. That's not a starter borough, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's... Right? We don't start people in the Bronx, we end them. Don't shoot the messenger. Although we do, we shoot the messenger. Nobody getting messages. But we found a nice starter borough, Astoria, Queens, great starter borough, right? We moved there, man. I showed him all the artisan coffee shops. I was like, look, your people did that. We moved to this nice, quiet neighborhood, or so we thought, till one day we were driving around and a fight broke out in the middle of the street. 2 grown men started beating the crap out of each other. And my sweet Midwestern husband was like, oh no. I should do something. I was like, if you don't roll up your window right now, I'll fist fight you myself. I was like, what you gonna do, Captain America? You gonna fight 2 grown men? You have psoriatic arthritis, take a seat. I'll tell you what's about to happen. I'm about to watch you get jumped. That's what's about to happen. And I'm gonna watch, because I know how to mind my business. I already learned. This is your lesson, baby, not mine. It wasn't like that when we first got to the neighborhood. When we first got to the neighborhood, the hottest beef on the block were 2 businesses that were at war with each other. It was a health food store and a bagel shop. And the health food store started selling bagels. That's what I said. Here's the thing, they could have sold their bagels in secret. That would have been the respectable thing to do. But they put out a sign. Right, and the sign said, we sell organic bagels. So the bagel shop put out a sign. And their sign said, there's no such thing as organic bagels. I saw that, I was like, the block is hot. It's hot in these streets. My favorite thing is like, people still, no matter how crazy it is in New York, people still want to come to New York. They still want to come. People dream of coming to New York. They always tell me it's my dream of going to New York City. And we know why. New Yorkers, we know why. You want something crazy to happen. You want to see something wild. You want your weird New York story. I always tell them, come. It'll happen. We aim to please. The homeless will always provide. I'm sorry, the unhoused. Cupcake? Cupcake? I don't know. I realized that that's our PC term now, is unhoused. And look, I was an English major in college. I'm down to play with language. Let's do this. But we can talk about unhoused, can't we? It's goofy. I'll tell you why. Number one, that's the same word. You can't convince me otherwise. I have a thesaurus. You ain't gonna lie to me. And 2, it sounds worse. Right? Homelessness sounds like a situation that could not have been prevented. Unhoused sounds like somebody just rolled up on them and was like, I'll be taking this. And no more house for you. The second I heard it, I was like, what an elitist, privileged way of describing a situation, right? Right, you can hear it right away. Did you hear about Janice? She was recently unhoused. That's the kind of word that is only used to make the speaker of said word feel better about acknowledging a situation they know nothing about. It just makes them uncomfortable to acknowledge it, so they created a word as a buffer, but there's no progress in that word. There is no help in that word. And if you've ever lived in that situation, then there are a bunch of words you would have used instead of that word. Like, I was shocked. I was like, nobody thought of nomad? That's my first choice. Can you imagine you roll up on a homeless person? What up, my nomadic brother? Way to stay off the grid, man. I, too, am anti-establishment. Some of the words, honestly, some of the changes, I'm okay with. You know what I mean? Some of the changes I think are pretty brilliant. I know a lot of people are upset with all the PC language, but I find it kind of entertaining. Like, did you know on social media now, they're calling smoking weed gardening? I love it. Oh, it makes me sound so much more productive. I've been gardening all day. Gardening helps me deal with people. You know, it doesn't matter how crazy New York gets, it's still a vibe. It's still a city that has its energy. Man, when you think about it, even when COVID hit, we were the epicenter. Even COVID came through like, New York is lit. COVID was like, if I can make it here, I can make it anywhere. Lived its best life. I remember when they released us, from COVID captivity. We got rid of that 6 feet of personal space day one. Day one, it was gone, man. We couldn't wait. I know, because I got on the subway, and within 2 seconds, I had a guy this close. Right in my face like that. I was like, sir, we're the only 2 people on this train. I feel like there's a lot of options you're not taking. But where you trying to go? I thought he was lost for like a second. Maybe he thought I was the map.
I am a proud black man. I want to make that very clear. I am unwavering in that. But at the same time, let's keep it real. I hear how I talk. I went to mixed schools. I use words like unwavering. I'm just keeping it real. I think my perspective as a black person in this country is a really interesting one to consider. It's not the only one, but it's one worth considering. Because I grew up in the intersection between cultures my entire life. I grew up in mixed neighborhoods. I went to mixed schools. I played for mixed sports teams. I work in an industry where I work with people of every race. As far as I'm concerned, based on my experiences, I think we're all better together than we are apart. That's how I personally feel. Right? I really do mean that. I think it's important to say that at a time like this. I think every race of people is better together than they are apart. And if you don't believe me, look at the results of every single Olympics. Why do you think the U.S. wins more medals than any other country? We're using other people's people. We're cheating. No one holds us accountable. Name one other country of one race of people that can go gold in skiing and basketball. Nobody. It's just us. Don't let the racist people fool you. I'm telling you, the biggest advantage we have in this country is that we have each other. That is real. Every time you take time to love somebody who doesn't look like you, the other countries are going, fuck, they're figuring it out. That's why I love the diversity in this country. It's my favorite thing. Every time the Olympics come up, we're like a dude who's got the right Pokemon for every situation. That's how I see it, man. And we're cocky as hell about it, too. We'll talk trash to anybody. What you want to do? What you trying to do? Women's 100-meter dash? Black girl, I choose you. Sha'Carri Richardson just pops out that thing running like an anime character, just... What you trying to do? What you want to do? Men's freestyle swimming? Say hello to my little white boy. Right? Michael Phelps just pops out that thing, just... If you know, you know. What you trying to do? What you want to do? Rowing? You think we ain't got Cubans? Yo, Florida. How do you think they got here? You mark my words, I'm calling it right now. In 4 years, we're gonna have Mexicans competing in the high jump. They're gonna be so good too. Oh my God, as much as we've been training them, oh, they're gonna be unstoppable. As soon as they figure out how to stop tunneling under it, oh my God, they're gonna be so good. And every one of y'all that's been calling them illegals, as soon as they come home with a gold medal, you're gonna be like, my brother, we did it. Listen, I do think I'm onto something. I'm just fucking around to make the point, but I do think everybody's better together than they are apart. I think the diversity in this country is one of the dopest things about this place. Did you see the story a couple years ago? This is real. A couple years ago, there was a competition of mathletes, international competition, and Team USA's mathletes actually defeated China's team of mathletes. And when they showed a picture of Team USA holding the American flag, sporting their gold medals around their necks, every single one of them was Chinese. Look it up, real story. How you gonna beat us when your biggest obstacle is in the mirror? Listen, this is all I'm saying. I don't give a shit what race you are. I'm gonna try to love you regardless. I do care how stupid you are. Now that is an issue that I don't know how else to address. That is a love that has limits. You ever met somebody so dumb, you're just like, yeah, I don't think we can help this one. Let's take them to the forest, man. Just let nature take its course. I saw a story earlier this year. Did y'all see this? There was a dude in Texas. Great start. There's a dude in Texas who tried to shoot a firework off the top of his head for the 4th of July. It exploded into his skull as it should have. I want to make that so clear where I stand on this issue. I'm on team, yeah, that's what happens next, you dumbass. Can I just throw this out there? I didn't know it was possible for somebody to be that dumb. Not that dumb. And I grew up in Florida. I want to make that very clear. The kinds of things I've seen. You want to hear a great Florida story? When I was a kid, I was 12. I go over to my best friend's house. We're playing in his front yard. Across the street, we're looking at his neighbor, grown man. I watched this dude pepper spray himself, trying to figure out if there was more in the can. Swear to God, a grown man I saw do that. I just want to make this very clear. That is a voter, and his vote counts the same as yours. I just want to make sure you know that. I watched him look that thing down the barrel, and he took a shot straight to the eye like an OnlyFans model. Bam! There was a subscribe button under him. I couldn't have hit it faster. More of this! I'm just saying I didn't know it was possible for people to be dumb like that, though. This dude lights a firework off the top of his head. True story. It explodes into his skull. I read this article, and I know the point of the article is I'm supposed to feel bad for him. And all I'm saying is I'm struggling. It's just too hard. It's too dumb a way to get hurt. You know what I mean? Don't you just know deep down in your gut he went, America, right before he lit that motherfucker? Don't you just know he said that? You don't even gotta check. Don't you just know? As sure as I am that Nick Cannon doesn't wear condoms, I am sure that dude said that thing. Can I just throw this out there? I really do think I'm on to something here. The term America, let's talk about it. If you don't know, the term America is supposed to mean having pride in country. Is it just me, or is it any time I see somebody go, America, they then do something I'm not proud of as an American? You ever notice that? Every time, they're like trying to jet ski through a hurricane or some shit. Or they're like trying to jump over a campfire, but they trip into it. Every time somebody goes, America, you know what I think they mean to say? I'm Johnny Knoxville, and this is Jackass. Every time. Every time somebody goes, America, I'm like, oh, he's about to get hit in the balls or some shit, man. I got a theory, and listen, I think this joke would work better if there were more black people in the room, but let's see what the fuck happens. I just want to be honest about that. I think the term America is to white people what the term world star is to black people. I think it means the exact same thing. I think if any of us hear somebody shout either of those words out, we all think the same thing. We just go, get your camera phone out. About to make a memory. I think it's so weird to shout America. And I'm not saying I have a lack of pride in this country. I love this country. But I do think that is an objectively stupid thing to do. To go, America, I just think it's dumb. Do you think anybody in any other country does that? I don't. I think it's just us. I think we're fucking idiots. I really do. Do you think anybody else shotguns a beer, does a backflip, lands? Rwanda, do you think? Because I don't think so, man. You think anybody else shakes out their mullet, throws some shades on, and takes a 2x4 to the dong? Oh, Cambodia. I don't think so, man. This is all I'm saying. I'm not even saying stop saying it. I'm not even saying stop saying it. I'm just saying, can you pick a better time? What a fair compromise. No, just say it when it makes us look good. Stop saying it when it makes us look like some dumbasses. That's all I'm asking for. Say it when we win a gold medal, not when you butt chug a White Claw. How am I supposed to find pride in that moment? Who heard butt chug and felt patriotic? That's all I'm saying. Just pick a better time. I think that's such a fair compromise. Look, I don't know your love lives. I don't want to know. But next time any one of y'all get to have sex with somebody who's from another country, the second you make them come, just go, America. Listen. I don't know one American who wouldn't be proud of you in that moment. Half of you would salute. Our country, 'tis of thee. Sweet land that slings the deep. I'm messing with you. But... Can I say something weird? I really do think we should be doing that to foreigners. I know that sounds weird, but I really do think I'm on to something. I think anytime you make a foreigner come, you should let them know where they are. In fact, that is my foreign policy. Listen, I don't understand who's losing in it. Really think this through, all right? Like, okay, they get to come, you get national pride. Who's losing? I really think I'm onto something. It's just jarring to think about, but I'm onto something. Listen, if I went to another country for the first time, they made me come, then told me where I was, I'd be like, this place is all right with me. Where'd you say we are? Guantanamo. Yeah, I can get used to this. Not bad at all.
I can be polarizing, I can be divisive. That's not news to y'all. This is about to be the most divisive thing you've ever heard me say. And I know some of y'all are like, no, Trae, we're on your team. It's all right. Go ahead. Speak your truth. No, some of you about to feel betrayed by this. You are. But I have to be true to myself. I have to do it. So here it goes. I've about had it with dog people and their bullshit. I think... Yeah. Hey. You hear that? You hear that response? Dude, I've had people get up and walk out right now. There's people in here sitting right now like, I thought I knew this motherfucker, you know? That's what happened, because the dog people are hardcore. That's my whole point, man. Dog people are like an authoritarian regime. You're either 100% with them, and they'll throw you out the fucking window, dude. They suffer no dissent. Because let me clarify, I don't have a problem with dogs. Dogs, the animals, should be treated with compassion and respect. Anybody that abuses a dog is a piece of shit, right? I'm in the ASPCA. I'm not saying that. I don't have any problem with dogs. I just prefer cats, right? That's all it is. I just like cats. I like little kitty cats. Right? And dog people get weird about that. They do. Like, you ever had a hardcore dog lover ask you, oh, do you love dogs? You're like, oh, I'm kind of more of a cat person. You might as well be wearing a Michael Vick jersey, bro. They fucking... all the trust and joy drains out of their face. They're shielding their kids from it. Get away from him, right? They want nothing to do with you. They think that makes you a bad person automatically. If you like, y'all don't think there's any bad people that also love dogs? Statistically, they have to exist. Somewhere in the world, there's got to be a ruthless cartel drug lord who's utterly devoted to his 3 Doberman pinschers, right? And he feels the same way about them as you do little Buffy the Bichon Frise. He feels the same way. When those dogs tear a rival drug dealer limb from limb, spreading gore and viscera all over the room, when they do that, this guy's like, who's a good boy? The dog's sitting there with a severed hand in his mouth like, is it me? I hope it's me. Has to be a thing. Some of y'all don't buy that. Some of y'all think that's hypothetical. That's not hypothetical. That's historical. It is. You know who loved dogs? Hitler. So hey, if you don't believe me, ask Kanye. He'll tell you. He knows. It's true. It's true. Adored his German Shepherd. Still somehow not the best guy. I'm just saying, don't get me wrong, you should love your dog. Of course you should. I just feel like some dog people, they put dogs above anything and anybody else, including other people. It gets extreme sometimes. Like the other night, I was taking my trash out at my house. I'm walking down the driveway with my trash bins, and my Jeep is blocking the other end of the sidewalk. I get to the end of it. I almost bump into my neighbor who's walking his Great Dane. We didn't know each other were there. When this happens, the dog loses its shit, like, and he's like struggling to hold it back. He's like, whoa, you startled him, you startled him. I was like, oh, did I? Did I startle the baby? No, you're right. That's my fault. It's my fault. Should have got the express written permission of you and Scooby Doan over here before I walked down my own goddamn driveway. That's on me. No, you're right. You're right, dude. Dog people are hardcore, and I don't know. Sometimes I'll see a dog and he's wearing one of those little outfits where it looks like his head is on top of a tiny human body, so he's got little arms and legs flopping and stuff, and his tongue's out like. And I just see that and I'm like, have some fucking self-respect, man. What are you doing? You used to be a wolf, bro. Don't let them do that shit to you. Right, but dogs do whatever the fuck a human says, gladly, right? But a cat, though, you go up to a cat and you're like, hey, so I was thinking if you wanted to roll over or play dead or do some kind of trick like that, you know, I'd give you one of these little fishy treats. And the cat's just like, oh, yeah? You will, huh? Okay. Yeah. How about I show you my asshole, Gary? How's that for a trick? Would you like that? Who the fuck do you think you are? No, you know what? I got a better idea. How about this? How about you put some more food in my bowl and maybe I won't fuck your couch up tonight? How's that sound? Telling me to roll over this motherfucker. But yeah, I don't know. Maybe it's just because of where I'm from. Like I said, rural Tennessee, the 90s. Back then, dogs didn't have the same cachet they have today. They did. I had dogs growing up. I had a bunch of dogs. Where that used to work was you'd have a dog, something horrific would befall that dog. Now it's time to get a new dog, which back then, getting a new dog consisted of getting in the truck and riding around until you saw a box of dogs in a dollar store parking lot or something. Now you got a new dog. It was a different world. It was a very different world. That sounds like a very dumb world, but sometimes I think that our current world today might be even dumber, you know, because like, dude, we're living in a very dumb time and place. This country comes out with new dumb shit every other day. You can't even keep up with it all, right? Some people think that means we're getting dumber as a species, like we're devolving. And I don't know if I believe that, not because I think we're smart today. I just don't know if I think we're dumber than people used to be. Because do y'all know how dumb people used to be? A lot. They were a whole lot dumb, y'all. They were like, I know we had plenty of dumb shit when COVID came out. I know we did. But dude, if COVID had come out 250 years ago, people would have been running around like, he's got witches in his lungs. Quick, cast some ashes onto the nearest flame so that the evil spirits might not gain purchase. I don't think we're dumber than them. Which means we're not getting dumber overall, dude. Don't get me wrong. Sometimes I wish we were. Sometimes I think it'd be great to be dumb. I do. You know why? Because dumb people are confident, man. They are. They are. Dumb people got it all figured out. And you're like, what do dumb people have figured out? Everything. Everything. You don't believe me? Ask the dumbest motherfucker you know. All right? Picture him in your head right now, the dumbest motherfucker you know. I guarantee you that sumbitch got it all figured out, dude. They all do. All of them. They don't have existential crises. They don't lie awake at night staring at the ceiling like, am I blaming the Jews enough? You know, like they don't. They don't do that. No doubt about it. They don't have doubt. Dumb people don't have doubt. Smart people are racked with doubt every day. Smart people are like, I think I'm going about this the right way, but what if I'm wrong though? What if there's information I don't yet have? What if there's factors I've not yet considered? What if I'm wrong about this? Dumb people are just like, life's a butthole, baby. Fuck it. And I'm jealous of that, man. I am. I think most smart people are jealous of that if they're honest with themselves. Why do you think this shit's so popular with smart people? Drug and alcohol abuse is more prevalent statistically among the more intelligent members of society. Why do you think that is? Because this shit's just liquid stupidity and we're all chasing that dipshit dragon, baby. It's true. It's true. People call alcohol liquid courage. They try to act like it temporarily makes you confident. No, it temporarily makes you dumb, and confident is a side effect of dumb. That's how it works. And we all know, we've all experienced it. You go out one night, you're drinking, you're lighting the room up, you're the life of the party, you're killing it in your head. You go home, you wake up the next morning like, God, I'm such a fucking idiot. Why did I say all that dumb shit last night? What is wrong with me? Right, well, imagine you never had to wake up that way. You never had to feel that shame. That's what being dumb is, man. Every day's a fucking Kid Rock concert, dude. Just
I do actually want to try and keep the magic alive with Chad for as long as I can. And my ex and I got pretty gross together toward the end. He and I always lived in a place that only had one bathroom, and he would go in there and take 45-minute man shits. And I finally asked him, I was like, hey, why does it take you so long to do that? And he goes, well, my doctor told me that it's bad to push, so I don't push. I just sit and I let it fall out. I was like, what are you, a geisha? What are you trying to take these dainty shits for? You're a man. Just grab onto something, fire it out, get the fuck out of there. We can't wait for the stars to align, Mulan. It's Sunday, we got errands to run. Go, get out. So he went in there one day for one of his sessions. And I knew it was going to be a session because I could hear him lock the door, which he always only did for number 2. And I didn't know why. I think I know now. I think you dudes have this poo phobia that while you're sitting there all vulnerable, you're afraid we're going to like bust the door down and jump on your lap and start tickling you. I'm not Steve-O. Why would I do that? I would never do that. So he's in there, door locked, and on this day, our buttholes had synced. And I was like, oh no. Because I have IBS, so when I gotta go, I gotta go. So I texted him, and I was like, hey, I'm about to shit my pants. Siren emoji. Fire emoji. Making it crystal clear. He doesn't respond. I can hear his phone get my text, and I hear him just swipe out of it and continue to watch Parks and Rec. I'm like, you motherfucker. So now I realize I do not have access to a toilet, and I've got some demons coming down the chute. I am in apocalypse survival mode. So I start frantically looking around our apartment for a substitute toilet. The first thing I see is the kitchen sink. I know. Right away I was like, too high. It's a lot of gymnastics I'm not qualified for. Next thing I see is my ex's favorite hat. which emotionally felt like the right choice. Because I was ready to soft serve him some piping hot justice. But I was like, ooh, that's a small surface area. I'm not confident in the aim. You guys know how I feel about urine samples. It's like, if you can't pee in a cup, you can't poop in a hat. That's a Dr. Seuss book we all grew up with. Everybody knows you can't do that. And so I looked, and I had to shit in an empty cardboard Amazon box in my own living room like an old homeless man. That changes you as a person. I was just squatting and crying. Our cats walked up to me and booped noses. I was like, get out of here, go. They just watched me from the corner with giant eyes. They're just looking at me like, oh, you are one of us. Neat. And after I was done, I told my friends what had happened, and they were all like, why don't you just poop in your cat's litter box? And I was like, because I'm not trying to dominate them for the rest of their lives. Do you understand what a deranged power move that would be? To just bring the heat like that? And just dunk on them? That would be like if you shit in your baby's diaper. Your child would be taken from you. There are rules to this life. But I tell you guys this to tell you, I've been trying to hide that version of me far away from Chad. I don't ever want Chad to meet gross Kelsey, right? In warehouses, you know, they have those signs. It's like 32 days since last workplace incident. Well, I have a tiny one in my heart that says 1,842 days since I shit in a box. I'm trying to keep that number very high. But when Chad and I moved in together last year, we celebrated, we went out, we drank a bunch of tequila, and then the next morning, I got Chipotle. Bad choices. And we went back to our new place, and I went into one of the bathrooms to do my business. But it's a new bathroom to me, so I turned on what I thought was the fan. Turns out it was the heater. That's not what you want. That takes a normal number 2 smell and turns it into a Woodstock 99 porta potty. Immediately. So I'm in there sweating and panicking. I'm like, oh, fuck. And I finish up and I walk out and I close the door behind me, which is the universal sign for give it a sec. No one needs to go in here for the next 2 to 49 hours. Change your plans, change your route. Chad completely ignores this major sign that I'm throwing up at him. He just blows right by me and walks in there to get a Kleenex. My brain in slow-mo was like, don't go in there. And he came out and I was like, I am so sorry. Could you smell things? And he goes, I couldn't smell anything. You're fine. And I was like, oh, thank God. You might want to take a COVID test. Actually, don't waste a test. You have COVID. My asshole was the test, and you failed. And that's when Chad goes, I'm just kidding. I could totally smell that. Do you see the tears streaming down my face? God damn it.
I'm very self-conscious about my weight. I weighed myself the other day at 7 a.m., prime weighing time. Women know what I'm talking about. Prime weighing time. And it was a high number on prime weighing time. And I told my friend, and my friend goes, well, you gotta weigh yourself naked. I was legitimately insulted. Seriously, I'm mad bringing it up right now. I was like, dude, do you think this is my first fucking rodeo? Are you kidding? I'm always naked on the scale. I invented being naked on the scale. Are you out of your mind? It's a fine process. I'm naked. I just took a shit. I shaved all my pubes. I have 1 foot off the scale. Even at the doctor's office, when the nurse tries to weigh me, I'm like, I'm getting undressed. You can stay here or not. But this is happening. I'm getting undressed. I'm gonna take a poop, and then we can do this, okay? Because I'm not gonna weigh myself at 4 p.m. Fully clothed? Are you out of your fucking mind? You wanna ruin my entire month? And definitely not at the doctor's office where they always put you on a scale that looks like the first scale ever invented. Are they ever gonna upgrade that shit, ever? You know what I'm talking about? It's like a pole with weights on top. It's the same scale Archimedes built in the year 1. It should be in a natural history museum, but instead it's in every doctor's office. And it sucks because it doesn't even tell you the weight. You stand on it like it's the scales of justice. And then the nurse stands behind you, looks at you, guesses in her head just how fat a piece of shit you are. And then does these mathematical calculations that take about like an hour and a half. Like, all right, 150 plus 50. You're fatter than I thought. Don't worry, we'll get it on the second try. I always get it on the second try. 150 plus 90. All right, hey, you're less fat than my second guess, but you're still more fat than my first guess. Don't worry, I have a formula to get to my third guess. I'm like, can you just get out a digital scale for the love of God? Can we please stop playing The Price is Right with my fat? I'm glad you all laughed at that. Because I did that bit, I swear to God, 2 weeks ago in Birmingham, Alabama, and it bombed completely. Now, it turns out it is very hard to do fat jokes when you're the thinnest person in the room. There was a real disconnect. The joke did not work. I'm like, I'm so fat. I look out in the audience, half of them are in wheelchairs. Man, you're not fat, you can walk. In Alabama, you're either fat or you can walk. Those are the 2 designations. Talking about being fat when you're in perfectly good shape. I fucking hate when hot people use body positivity. Fucking hate it.